Everyone, welcome back to PommyInOz, and we're here to break down the VFL in every kick, every contest, and every clanger. This week, we went up to Coburg to play the Coburg Lions, and there was moments of brilliance, there was moments of missed chances, there was some standout performances, but the result, as always, was a frustrating one. So let's break down this game, run that intro, get straight into it. So in the end, Coburg ran out 178 winners, 22 points. And let's paint the picture. Carlton came into this one after a real strong performance last week. Confidence was bubbling. But on enemy turf, in blustery conditions, they couldn't make it count when it mattered. And obviously, we talk about the VFL results and important. What we're looking for is development. But there was some signs here that there still needs to be some refined methods with some of these boys. The first quarter, we had the wind, then we had the territory early, but we butchered our chances. 2 goals, 7 in what was perfect scoring conditions. Coburg, though, they got every sniff they took, and they were ruthless, as you would expect from a VFL standalone side. Pittonet, he managed to get goals. Evans, he looked a class above in this quarter. But big Hudson O'Keefe took some big marks in this game, but there was a lot of missed chances in the first. Down by 8, despite being on the front foot. With the win, Coburg, they started strong. Blues did stay in this, though. O'Keefe got a good goal. Ashton really did get involved in this quarter. Boyd, he really was the metronome down the back. And Binns really was offering that good spread. Carlton was silky at times in this, but again, some real big concentration lapses in the back half of the ground, and the Coburg team had the lead. In the third, the Blues did fight with the wind. Evans set up Hogg really well. There was some really good moments from Liam McMahon as well, dominating in that goal square. It was gritty and it was high pressure, and Carlton had the ascendancy, particularly around stoppage with Marc Pittonet. But in the fourth, it got real tough. Coburg used the win so well. The Blues tried their best. Jaxon Binns did everything he could to drag them over the line. But in the end, it was very easy for Coburg, who saw this one out. Let's deep dive into the AFL-listed players. We'll start numerically. Ben Camporelli, 17 touches, 4 tackles. Looks a little bit rushed at times for me. He kept cracking in. I do like him when he's in the inside role, though. He's developing that really nicely. Has to learn for me, and it's very early doors in his career, but this is real high level, to really bite off the game when he can. I feel at times he was guilty, particularly in the fourth, of being incredibly safe, and these are the types of games where I want him to use that panache and use that structure of his. Lucas Camporelli, he played the defensive wing role. He gives the Blues width and structure, great running patterns, really hard working. Used it pretty okay in this game. The 18 touches, the 5 marks. Again, I'd like to see him launch inside 50, though, at times. He really did at times try and do the cute stuff. So him and Ben need to have a word and just switch roles. Harry O'Farrell, really liking what I'm seeing. Taking some big grabs, uses it incredibly well. And he's getting more confident week on week. Is he ready for AFL? In my opinion, I don't want to see him in the seniors. Look at Connor Sullivan at Geelong. Dominated at VFL level. Didn't come in till the year after. Same with Harry. No rush. Develop the skills before you burst them in. Jaxon Binns, pick of the bunch. 33 touches, 8 inside 50s. Workhorse, was everywhere. Used his legs. My criticism of him this season has been he's kind of plodded. This was a game here where this was a man saying, I'm ready. 8 inside 50s was the best link-up play. And I actually thought he used it pretty well and he was dynamic. My issue is, will he play this role in the seniors? That's my question. I love what he does. But this is one of them roles, which we said last year. Carlton don't use their wingers like this, and it's crying out we need to. Marc Pittonet, this was a return to form. 16 touches, 34 hit-outs, 9 clearances, 8 tackles, 1 goal. Monstered it. Was a bullet stoppage and led from the front. His clearance really kept Carlton in this. 8 tackles, showing his AFL fit again. This is the Marc Pittonet that I want to see if he plays seniors. This is what big boys do. He did look good. Am I ready to see him in the seniors? It'll be interesting because I don't think St Kilda's the type of game you can do it. But this was very good from Marc. I really enjoyed it. Harry Charlson, there is a lot of Matt Carroll about this guy. More defensive, very aggressive at the deck, and uses it well. Finds the safe option, which I like when you're playing this role. I'm not going to criticise him here. There's something there with old Harry Charlson. I see a lot of Nick Newman in his development. Harry Lemmy, after a real strong couple of weeks, this was a bit of a quieter game. 5 disposals, 4 inside 50s though, and 4 marks, all taken outside of the ground. Very support role. Never really got going, but some nice leads. Didn't impact the game, but this is what I'm saying. Liam McMahon's not on the senior list. Give Lemmy the main target role. But I did like his link-up work in this game. Rob Monaghan, another building game. 7 touches, 1 mark. Not much to talk about. Kind of hid, I felt, when the game was there. And this is where I'd like to see him show a bit of confidence. The coaches have got to get around him and say, I'd rather you make the mistake. At the minute, it feels like it's kind of like an IQ test for him. And he's just doing the basic IQ. I think there's some skills there for him, especially with his raw pace and athleticism, to try and impact the game and give him the courage there. We did it with Matty Owies a lot when he first started. We let him make the mistakes. I'd like to see the development coaches get around him and give him that. Billy Wilson finally saw him use his weapons. 5 rebound 50s, 88% efficiency. Took the game on and showed his weapons. Really took the game on at times. Tried to break the press that Coburg did. I like this game from Billy. More of the same, please. More of the same. Jordan Boyd played that role to precision. High halfback, distributed the play, was brilliant under pressure. His rebound was a real highlight. When the game was slipping away, took the game on. Crying out for this in the seniors. He's been overlooked for a reason. I like this new role, though. We always hide him away in the pockets. I'd like him to have more of a central role in the seniors when he comes in. If he plays like this gives Carlton a POD. Hudson O'Keefe, 3 goals, 5 marks, amiably good in the ruck as well. Continues to impress. This is the development to watch at the minute. Ruck forward, he's starting to believe. Best game so far, looked very strong floating forward. Rucked well as well. Was a very good defensive ruck as well at times. I like this. There's a bit of Darcy Cameron about him. That's a big, bold call, I know. I'm not saying he's going to be as good as him, but the way he goes about his business, very Cameron-like. Ashton Moyer, 7 touches, 3 marks. Didn't really get into the game. This is the disappointing thing with Ashton. I don't buy into do it at senior level, wait for him at junior level. You've got to show it. You've got to show it. And it felt like he was running around at times. There was little flashes in the second quarter he gets involved, but then he goes AWOL, and it's not good enough for me. Francis Evans playing that Orazio, that Motlop role. It is a real role, chat. 18 touches, 4 behinds, 8 score involvements. Energetic and involved in some key moments, created multiple score opportunities, fed the teammates well. Not flashy, but it's effective. And for me, it's definitely a Carlton role, this one. The numbers that shape the game: disposals, 393 for Coburg, Carlton 344. Coburg winning the inside 50 count by 8, 49 to 57. Carlton having clearance dominance, 40 to 36. 96 to 92 marks, and tackles Carlton having 10 more, 64-54. We won the ball, marked it as well, controlled the tempo, but couldn't convert on the scoreboard or control territory at times, particularly in that third when we had the wind. And Coburg were just much more efficient. And this is the thing for the Blues. It's detected in the seniors as well. The way they play, because sometimes they go for the safe option over try and get the game moving at speed. The efficiency really takes a knock. When we're looking at the stock of the players, Binns, he's probably put his name into the mix, and so has Marc Pittonet, dominated stoppage. Boyd definitely put his hand up as a point of difference down the back, kind of get Carlton in that. And O'Keefe, real good confidence-building game. Camporelli, O'Farrell continue to develop, and they've got a lot of work to do, but doing solid jobs, and they will make the jump, I'm sure. And Francis Evans will be a name that will always be linked, and particularly with him playing the Motlop role, wouldn't be surprised if Motlop is dropped. Evans comes in. So the result isn't the result you wanted, but there was some silver linings. Some of the players are showing signs, and there is starting to be a more focus on the AFL-levelled players. Let me know, do you think Binns is overdue? Pitto, are we going to see him back in the ones? Smash the like. See you tonight for selection table to see what the boys think. And as always, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Pom out.
Spent all my life holding all of it close.